What's up, guys? Anime Prince here, and I'm back with another What If. What If Asta with Uchiha Part 4. You guys hit that like button and got the like button to over 20 likes. Congratulations, you guys. Without further ado, let's get straight into the What If. After Captain Yami had told Asta and Noelle about the 50 stars and how they had negative 50, and that the Wizard King himself gave them a star, and that now they're negative 49 stars now. Asta and Noelle are kind of happy though, but Asta knows that to be the Wizard King, he needs to be better than everybody else. So Asta is thinking about shadow clones to go all over the kingdom to do any mission there is available. So yeah. So Captain Yami would give Asta and Noelle their payment for the month, but Asta really doesn't need his payment because Asta is pretty rich. What I mean by Asta's rich, he is really, really rich because his parents had left him a lot of money. So yeah, so Asta really doesn't need it though, but he'll just keep it as pocket change. So yeah. And he be giving some money too, like a lot of money. So he would be giving the church a lot of money. So the church doesn't really have to worry about starving and stuff, about eating the same food over and over again. So yeah, so he has the whole church covered. So when Asta and Noelle and I forgot that girl's name, that witch. The late girl with pink hair. Oh, whatever, it'll come to mind. But tell me in the comments what's her name again. Pink hair. She's a witch too. So yeah. So while Asta and Noelle are going down to the capital to go shopping, that lady, the member of the Black Bulls girl, said they should go to the black market, because the black market has so many valuable things that can help Noelle control her magic even more. So yeah, so they go towards the black market, and once they get inside there, they're looking at some cool stuff, and Asta sees a cool sword, a katana he likes, and he says, "Wow, this is a cool katana." And Asta buys the katana because it fits his style. The katana will be a reddish color, a reddish black color, which is his favorite color. And Noelle will buy a wand just like in canon. And so yeah, so the Wizard King will be undercover just like in canon, just like in original. And Asta can already tell that he can sense that that old lady has a fake cover on, and that's not an old lady. He can sense though, but he's just gonna keep it to himself for later. He can sense that the person's really strong. And so yeah, so when that person steals the old lady's bag of coins that she won from gambling, the person would run, and the old lady would say, "Somebody help me! That he took my winnings that I won." And Asta would be like, "Oh no, you don't." And Asta wouldn't want to waste time because it's his day off, of course. So since it's his day off, he doesn't want to do anything really. So he uses his Renegon ability to freeze time, and he says, "Zawarzo," and he pauses time. He uses his Renegon ability, and the dude stops in midair, freezes completely, not even moving an inch, not even his eyes are blinking. He's completely frozen. And Asta just walks up towards him, takes the bag of coins, and hands it to the old lady and says, "Here you go. Here you go, ma'am. Are you alright?" The old lady says, "Yes, thank you, dear. don't know what I could have done if he would have took my savings. I have one from gambling. And also say, no problem. And just who are you anyway? I can tell that you're not an old lady. The old lady would say, so you've caught on, eh? And the old lady would whisper in Asta's ear and say, I'm the Wizard King in disguise. Don't tell anybody, but I'll talk to you later. How about that? And also say, sure, I mean, I've always wanted to talk to you though, but, well, oh well. I guess I have other stuff to do since it's my off day. Well, I'll catch up later though, but yeah. And so that goes just like in the original, and yeah. So Asta and Noelle, and they get done with their shopping just like in, they get done with their stuff they wanted, and they head back. And we're gonna go to somewhere place where Yuno is on his first mission. Yuno's mission, if you guys don't remember, Yuno's mission was to guard that one person, to guard that noble that he beat inside the Magic Knights exam. So, that dude, that noble that Yuno versed in the Magic Knights exam, he's pretty much mad that Yuno beat him, but he wants to try to kill Yuno. And so, yeah, so if you guys haven't watched that part, this one goes fairly just like in canon, so we don't have to cover what happens next. So, yeah. So, while Asta, so we're gonna do a time skip to the next day. So, when Asta and Noelle are at the Black Bull's hideout, Captain Yami says that a dungeon has been located. And Asta say, a dungeon, I see. I read about those back at my house. I read about dungeons, how they can appear out of nowhere and have magical values. So I'm guessing the Wizard King has ordered us to go retrieve the magic items. So yeah. And Yami says, correct, kid. You're a genius after all. You're very, very smart. And Asta says, yeah, I know. Pretty smart. So Asta would say, so where is the dungeon at? And Captain Yami would say, it's on the border between the Clover Kingdom and the Diamond Kingdom. And Asta would say, this is gonna be trouble. I see. So it looks like we're going to have to get there first before the Diamond Kingdom does. Or else they're going to take all the stuff first. So we're going to have to get there ASAP then. And Captain Yami says, I believe you guys. Since you're really, really strong too, Asta, I believe in you. And so, and Captain Yami will say, and one more thing. One more person will be accompanying you guys. Luck is. So Luck would be like, yo guys. And also say, yo Luck, how are you doing? Luck would say, I'm doing pretty good. How about you? I'm doing good myself. So yeah. So Asta and Luck and Noelle, they would go to the dungeon. Well, it takes about 30 minutes to get there, and the Golden Dawn members are already heading over there to the dungeon too. Captain Vengeance has sent Yuno, Mimosa, and Klaus to go to the dungeon. And so yeah. And so they all head out. So Asta would use his Mangekyo ability to teleport there. He would use Kamui to teleport there to the dungeon, so they get there pretty fast. Like I said, guys, if you guys have forgotten Asta's abilities, his Mangekyo abilities are Amaterasu and Kamui, and his Rinnegan abilities are, he still has the Paths of Pains, just like any ordinary Rinnegan, and he has the Dave, and he has the King of Hell too. So yeah, and he can bring people back to life as well. And so yeah, so Asta's Rinnegan abilities are time and space ninjutsu, so he can pause time, reverse his body to a certain extent to where his body wasn't damaged. So yeah, and his other Rinnegan ability, I think it was to, yeah, it was Limbo. I think it was Limbo clones. I said, yeah, I think it was Limbo clones. So yeah, so Asta and the Black Bulls get over there to the dungeon. While they walk in, Asta turns on his Sharingan. He says, "There's booby traps. Watch out, you guys. I sense some traps, so you guys better watch out. This is a dungeon after all. There's there's bound to be some traps, so you guys better be careful." And Luck doesn't really follow Asta, and he just runs into the traps. Asta's like, oh well, nothing to expect from Luck. Oh well. And Noel's like, Luck, stop what you're doing. Are you crazy? You're gonna get us killed. And Luck, not really caring, just goes off and just runs all through the traps, setting them all off. Asta just blocking them, and Noel just nearly, barely getting incinerated. Asta catches her and says, "Are you alright?" And Noel says, "Yeah, I'm alright, thanks, Asta," with her blushing to the side a little bit. And Luck goes off just like in canon and says, Luck would send somebody very, very strong and he would run off. So, like in the original, Asta and Noel would get caught up in this trap, and the Golden Dawns would save them, but in this timeline they don't save them because Asta is there, and Noelle is pretty much stronger in this one. She's a little bit stronger because Asta has trained her himself how to control her magic better. So she has a good amount of extra magic she can use. And so she's not a burden that much. So yeah. So Asta and Noelle will meet up with the Golden Dawn members, and they will say, "So you guys have also been assigned to this mission as well?" And Asta would say, "Yes, we have been. We were personally assigned by the Wizard King himself." "So you too, you guys been assigned by the Wizard King himself? Interesting. Nothing to expect from my rival, you know. To think that we will both get this mission. Well, let's do good, and let's get the treasure room before the Diamond Kingdom gets there." So yeah. So Asta and Yuno would say, "Hey, how about we race over there to see whoever gets there first?" And Asta would say, Yuno would say, "Sure thing." And then Yuno already knows how strong Asta is, because he's seen Asta's power at the Magic Knights exam, his Susanoo, and that was just the tip of the iceberg. Asta can go real crazy with his powers if he wanted to use them all, but yeah. So yeah. So Asta and Noelle would race over there to try to get there. So while they're running over there, while Asta has his Sharingan turned on, he would be looking for traps and dodging them traps. Same with Noelle, dodging the traps and sensing them so they won't get caught up inside the traps. And Yuno and them would be doing the same thing, and yeah, they would run into Mars. And while that happens, Asta and Noelle would run into the smoke mage, which Luck is fighting. And Luck would be having hard time fighting the smoke mage. and also say, "Are you okay, Luck?" And Luck would be huffing and puffing and also say, "Oh crap. Looks like I have to intervene now. Oh well." And Asta would go into battle with the guy and he would say, "You're pretty weak for a diamond mage like you." And the dude would say, "Are you trying to torment me, kid? You're just a little kid anyway. So you're a Black Bulls member, eh? Alright, I know your captain very well. I fought him on the battlefield a couple of times." And also say, "I see, you fought Captain Yami. And I'm guessing it didn't go very well, did it?" And the dude would say, "Nope, it didn't go well. He gave me this scar on my chest. And it hurt like hell." And also say, "Oh well, too bad." And he would completely just blitz the dude, punching him through the wall, and he would get back up and also say, "You're a stubborn one, aren't you?" And also would see that black smoke is coming around him, and also say, "Black smoke, eh? So this is your magic, I see." And Asta would pull out his demon dweller sword, and he would prepare to chop up the smoke, and he would use himself as a decoy because Asta doesn't want to end the fight easily. He wants Noel to improve better so he doesn't have to do all the easy work. So yeah. So Asta would say, "Noel, use your magic now. It's your turn to see. I want to see how much you've improved during our training. So yeah, do an attack and shoot at him." Noel would hesitantly reply and say, "Okay, Asta." And she would do a magic. Throughout the training, Noel would have the sea dragons roar earlier in this one. So yeah. So Noel would do a sea dragon's roar, and it would hit the smoke mage, completely knocking him out. And also say, "Good job, Noel. It looks like your training paid off." And Luck would be like, "I wanted to finish the dude off, but oh well." And we go to Yuno and and Mimosa and Klaus fighting Mars. So while they're fighting Mars, they're having a hard time fighting Mars because Mars is pretty strong. So Klaus would be protecting Mimosa, their healer, and Yuno would be on the attack, but Yuno would see something that this dude has two types of magics. He has crystal magic and he has flame magic, which Yuno was completely shocked and never heard of people having two magics before because it's unheard of. And so Yuno's having a hard time, and so while Yuno shoots a wind arrow at Mars, Mars completely evaporates it with the fire, and while that's happening, Mars shoots a crystal at Yuno, but before it hits Yuno, Asta comes and saves Yuno and completely breaks the crystal. And Asta says, "Are you guys okay?" And Yuno says, "Yeah, I'm okay, but I barely have magic left. I can't really do anything as of now. My magic is pretty down, but I still have magic left." And so, yeah, so Asta and them would Asta would knock out Mars. Mars would create that thing that he made, just like in canon, whatever it was. he would create that big shield thing. He would he would use it and try to charge at Asta, but Asta would pretty much use he would say Shidori, and he would fire up, he would use the Shidori, and he would use the Shidori on Mars's crystal thing, and he would completely destroy it and say, "Ah, I see, my Shidori worked. Interesting." And also be like, "Let's go." I hit him point blank on, and everybody's shocked because Asta has all this types of elements, and they're just like, "Is he a god? Just what is he?" And Asta would see the crystals on Mars' head and says, "Crystals, I see." Because Asta would have read about what the Diamond Kingdom has been experimenting on the children over there, and what they do to people over there. So yeah. So they would go inside the treasure room, and they would go, and would get the wind spirit just like in canon, and Asta would be looking around, and Asta would also be looking around and everything. They're just looking for magical items, valuable magical items that can help them, and they collect some magical items. And while that's going on, Mars gets back up, and everyone is shocked because the trouble they had to go through fighting Mars, except for Asta because he had it easy though, but and everybody else had to fight him, and like they had trouble fighting Mars, and they're completely out of completely out of magic. But once Yuno got the wind spirit, got a surge of magical power, and was like, "Asta, let me handle this. I think I could take him on." And so when this one is a little bit stronger because he trained with Asta, like I said. So yeah, so would charge at Mars, and he would use his when he got the surge of energy, he would charge at Mars, and he would use a tornado and shoot it at Mars, and Mars would be like, "What? Where the hell did this surge of magical energy come from? How'd you recover your magic that quickly? Impossible." And also be like, "I see. So if you got the wind spirits, I see. You're getting stronger and stronger." And Asta would just be watching, and everybody else would be watching fight Mars, and it'll be a close battle though, but like I said, can't counter two magics at the same time because, like I said, Mars has crystal, and at some point, would be out of the fight, and so yeah, and so also say, "I guess it's up to me then," and so Asta would rush in and try to attack Mars, and Asta would be fighting Mars and says, "So, damn, you're tough. I wonder what I can do with you. There's nothing left I can do with you. You're pretty strong. I mean, I could easily defeat you, but yeah, I wanna see how strong you are." And Mars would be like, "Don't act cocky, kid. Don't be cocky." And Asta would be throwing blows to blows with Mars and say, "Ah, you're tough, but not tough stronger than me. If I were to show you my true power, this whole place would be blown to bits." So Asta would be protecting everybody else, and he would use his power to protect everybody else, and he would use his, like I said, Asta would try to use he would use his shadow clones, and he would try to circle Mars, and he would use a barrage of Rasengans. He'd say, Rasengan, he's like, Gyro Rasengan, and just hit Mars, completely knocking him out again. But this time he's completely knocked out. And so, during this battle, the whole dungeon would be collapsing because of the power Asta was using. And since Asta was using that type of stuff, Asta completely forgot that the dungeon is very, very fragile and that the whole place will go down. And so he'll say, crap, I forgot. We gotta get out of here before anything happens. And Asta says, alright, oh well. And before Asta can do anything, Asta will say, should we bring him? And everybody will say, no, just leave him. We don't have time for that. And Asta will say, his partners should wake up and get him by now. He's already waking. I can sense that he's already woken up. So yeah. So Asta would leave Mars, and the smoke mage would pick up Mars, and they would take the gold that they collected, and Asta would already gotten all the valuable magic stones, magical items that can help the the Clover Kingdom in the future. So yeah, the valuable magical items. So yeah. So Asta would calmly everybody out of there, and everybody would be completely drained of their magic, and Asta say, I can heal you guys. And Asta would summon the King of Hell, and he would throw everybody in there, and everybody's like, what are you doing, Asta? And then once everybody gets out of there, everybody will be completely healed of their injuries, and everybody will be shocked. They'll be like, Asta, what was that? Asta would say, it's one of my special abilities I can do. I call it the King of Hell. I can cure any wound, even if it means one of your legs are missing, your arms. I cure any disease as well too. So it's pretty cool, I guess. And everybody means, pretty cool? It's awesome, Asta. That's like a super healing technique. And Asta say, well, I guess though, but it drains a lot of my chakra. It drains all my chakra, basically. But since I did that, I'm completely sucked out of all my chakra, so I can't use my magic no more. So I'm guessing we'll have to just walk. Guess I will have to use we'll have to use brooms for now. And so yeah, so Asta and everybody else would get the magic stones, and Asta would tell, before anything else, Asta told Mars that he would want to fight him in the future, before he knocked him out. And so yeah, because he wants to be friends with Mars.